just remove .com and submit. It's not a valid email. Let me search dog. You can see here our query dog, and let's refresh. Anything you can type. It's not a valid URL. Let me just copy the valid URL here. This is search form with get method. Once you submit the button, it will send you search.php. To understand get method, we need to create a search.php. Search.php. In this file, we will use a get method to get data from a search form. So $_get. This is the super global variable. Then go back to your index.php file of your search input and paste here. It means we are getting data by get method, and you can store inside any variable. Then you can echo use search for query. Then go to your browser and see whatever you will search. Let me search dog. You can see here our query dog. Then again search pet. You can see here on a browser query is pet. It means data is visible in the browser address. We can use get method for non-sensitive data because the query and any data are visible in the browser address. If you change in place of get to post, and this time we are changing post super global variable. Now I'm searching dog. You can see the difference on a browser address bar. We don't get this dog on browser address. So post we can use for sensitive data. It's a secure. Post method is suitable for handling sensitive data such as login credential and for submitting large amount of data. Let's understand more about a post to create a login form. So this is login form with post method, and login form have a username, password and one submit button. Once you submit login, it will send a data to login.php via post method. So let me create a login.php file. $_post. It's a super global variable, and we are getting username and password. So username and the password. The name is important. Username, let's copy and paste to save time. It's for password, and both the variable you can store in a variable. So it's username. For password you can also store in a variable. Then simply echo welcome and whatever user will type. Now let's run and understand. So now we have username, password and one submit button. So let's type any data here. Username like test, password maybe 1 2 3 4 5 6. So see the difference on a browser address bar. This time on a login form we have a used post method. So post method is a sensitive data we can use. Let's log in. You can see on address bar there are no any data that we can see. It's invisible. So this is the post method. Form validation is crucial to ensure that user submitted data is accurate and secure. That's important. If username is empty, means user didn't type anything and they have a click to login. So we can show the message user must type a username then login. So we can show the error message to the user $_request, and request method is if $_server request method is equals to post, then check username is empty or not. So if using empty function, if empty, what thing is empty? Username. So $_post and username. So tell the user, you can echo username is required. Let's check submit. You can see here username is required. You can also store inside any variable error. So this message we can show any other places. Next is sanitizing input data. That's very important. We can make one function sanitize input and its data. First use a trim function. Pass this data, $data, then copy and paste. Trim, it will remove the space before the string and ending the string. Then second is strip slashes, and third we can use HTML special characters chars. Then you can simply return data, and this function we can use before inserting in a database. So that's important. Suppose if you wanna store username of a user, so first you need to sanitize. So sanitize. If everything is fine, and last step is to store data in a database. So you can store data after a sanitize input. So like let's how call this function sanitize input, and input data. Suppose this is username, then dollar username. You can write a query to store data in database. So let's see. Let me type a wrong email address and submit. It says email is not valid. Let me just change this. Please enter valid email. You can see here. If you type right email and submit, nothing we can see. So let's echo, or you can just simply show the message to the user. It's right email. It's right email. Let's type wrong anything, just remove .com and submit. It's not a valid email. So in this way we can validate email address. So let's understand URL validation. So we can just URL, we can make this file url.php. Let me close search and sign up. URL, and you can here URL for label, and URL text, URL, copy and paste multiple times URL, and validate. Input type submit and URL. So let's refresh. Now URL. So I'm typing something like URL and submit. Okay, it's nothing happening. And let me just validate the URL. On a sign up, let me same code we are copying and pasting here. And in place of, let's change the name URL to URL filter var. It's not valid. It's not valid URL, and you can change filter var validate email to URL. Good, and dot symbol and URL. Copy and paste to save a time. Control S for save, and let's refresh. Anything you can type. It's not a valid URL. Let me just copy the valid URL here and paste. So good. This is URL is valid. This function filter var is very important for validating forms, validate email, validate URL, and lot more thing we can see in our next video for understanding form validation. So if you like, please give a thumbs up and let me know what you think about this. So thanks for watching, and if you have